Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Bit of a surprising image I've just shown you there. This isn't a video to gloat today. This is a video to hopefully drive some change and just to show you how broken Club Conquest is. So I'll give you a bit of context to the image. We faced Champions of Olympus in Conquest on Wednesday, and we knew we wouldn't have a chance, really. And I've had this theory for a while about Club Conquest, which I've raised to Meathead, and in fairness, he's passed it along to the team based on the messages I received in Discord. But I sent him this message literally when Conquest went 1v1. And I've also provided quite a bit of feedback in suggestions and feedback, really. Just about how broken the game mode is. And basically, we beat Champions of Olympus on Wednesday, which shouldn't really happen. Wouldn't happen under normal circumstances, but there is a pretty gaping flaw in Club Conquest right now, which is the fact that teams don't have to set defenses. So you can basically not want to play the game mode and just not set anything, right? You don't have to set a single defense, and it's on the captains of the team, the leaders, to go in and set defenses and to actually play the game mode. Now, quite a few times since Conquest went 1v1, we've had it where our opponents haven't set anything, and I knew there was a way to exploit this. I've known for the whole time, and I wanted to just show it, really. And to be honest, like, the reason I've only done it now is that there wasn't really a stage for it before, because we're the number 3 club in the game. We have played Disneyland forever, but that was when the matchmaking changed, and generally wanted to see if there was a good competition from it. I knew going up against Champions of Olympus that we'd have got rolled. You just have to look at the statistics, and I'll hopefully show that. I'll show that on the screen now. The stats between the two squads, really. They just have so many more gear 9s and so many more gear 8s in general that they can just put down squads for days, really. So I wanted to try this. Basically experiment this week, really. I know it was a bit of a douche move, to be honest, because what we did was effectively take them out of the game. We didn't allow them to hit anything, so we didn't set any defenses throughout the whole thing, and we just attacked theirs. So this is the problem with the game mode, is that the point scoring system is hugely in favor of attacking wins. You get 125 points for every attacking win. You lose 15 points. Sorry, you give them 15 points if you fail on the defense, but then you gain 1 point per tower for holding it every minute, and an additional 10 points if you capture I think it was more than the 12 towers that you need and have them joined. So in essence, it's almost impossible for a club to win under circumstances where the opponent doesn't set anything. Now, the difference here is the reason why this match was a close match, and well, it looked closer than it was. The reality was we actually stopped playing once we knew we'd won. But effectively, the only way Champions of Olympus could have won this match is if we had effectively run out of teams to take down their best defenses, and we started failing, or they managed to back us into a corner where, you'll see. The final score, we didn't have a single tower. That was because they could just keep placing, and we did give up. Eventually we would run out of teams to beat them with, but I really wanted to show that kind of it's just so highly flawed that a club like ours, you know, it is that we are the number 3 club in the game, but we wouldn't have an absolute single chance against Champions of Olympus under normal circumstances. We'd have got rolled, and you know, to be honest, that's kind of a flaw with Conquest anyway, just the huge disparity in clubs. But I wanted to show really a little guy could still be. It was basically a David and Goliath moment where you can still win, but it is due to just a fundamental flaw. Now, I've sent feedback multiple times. Really, there needs to be at least now as a band-aid solution to auto-deploy defenses, right? So we wouldn't have been able to do this had there been an auto-deploy function. What I mean by that is if a club doesn't set anything, that the game will set defenses for you and at least provide something for the other club to have a reasonably fair fight in terms of, maybe not in the power differences between the two clubs, but a fair contest in context of the actual game mode. We didn't allow Champions of Olympus to have that fair fight because we didn't place anything, and that's really because there's no auto deploy function. The other thing is, like, have I opened Pandora's box with this? If anyone sees this video, probably yes. There are other clubs that will start doing this. My hope is that we actually drive change quicker. Kudos to Champions of Olympus for not really kicking up a fuss. I was actually expecting them to maybe leave something in feedback, to be annoyed at us, at least in Gen Chat, which they haven't been, which I was prepared to have some responses in the event that happened. Because really, for me, we did this to basically test my theory, and it's kind of proved that theory really at the end of the day. It would have also wanted to see if it was possible to actually even do against the number 1 club in the game. I think Olympus have, average player is over 600k. SS, they vastly outmatch us. The win was I'll say this: the win wasn't the objective here. It really was to get the footage so I could make this video and raise it to Glu. Should they see it? I don't think they will see it, but if I've opened Pandora's box, I can see other clubs doing it now. That's not really an intent. If you are another club looking at this and thinking, "It's my only hope," please don't do it. But I understand, there's nothing stopping anyone here really doing what we did. Maybe just outline that you're gonna have a fair fight from the get-go. That's probably my recommendation here, but ultimately I want the game mode changed. I want this auto deploy band-aid function really, so that this can't happen. I do feel sorry for somewhat sorry for Olympus for not being able to actually play the game mode. I assume it just, to be honest, it was 50 players attacking and probably one person there and just figuring out where to put towers. And kudos to them, they were actually trying hard to figure out the best way to stop us getting points. They started just placing in mutator towers, but ultimately I think anything is really beatable. The volume would have probably gotten us towards the end, but as I say, once we realised we'd won, there was no reason to keep attacking. So there was quite a big points gap at one point, but it got close at the end. Anyway, I want the game mode changed. Conquest for me needs to go to a static game mode, right? It needs to under normal circumstances, we wouldn't be able to compete with Champions of Olympus. We would really struggle with Disneyland Forever. We gave them a good fight. And then anyone below us, I think we would comfortably beat them. There's just a gap really here in this game mode, and I think the only way to make it somewhat competitive is to take away these holding these towers, effectively capturing and holding towers and putting down teams and, reclaiming and whatever. First of all, that's really a drain on the organizers of Club Conquest. It's also a drain on the player to just kind of be available at all times, not all times, but be alert to retaking towers at any point in time. It should really be moved to, I guess, the static game mode where you just capture a tower, and then it's yours, and then you don't have to lose it again. It's just about beating the teams in that tower efficiently. So creating a point system where you lose points if you lose a character in the fight, for example, something like that, right? Changing the mutators as well, or maybe just scrapping the mutators, increasing the number of teams in the towers to make it so that, because obviously capture and retake requires a lot of work, but at the end of the day there's only 5 teams in the tower, so you can keep replenishing like your mythical tower with decent mythical teams. I'm proposing that you just have like 20 teams per tower here, and then the club that recaptures most efficiently is the one that ultimately wins the fight. I know that other clubs, and I know that there was a group of individuals who put together a big document on how they could improve Club Conquest. Like, the rewards aren't great still, but this really, for me, this is the glaring flaw at the minute with the current feature we have, is that you can just have a club not really play, a club not set anything and beat a club with which significantly outmatches them. So that's just, this is a shorter video today, really, just to kind of explain the situation. I wanted to give a bit of clarity to Champions of Olympus, really, because what we did was a bit douchey. There's no doubt about it. Like, not setting anything. You can call it tactical. Like, it obviously was tactical to the extent that I knew that that this kind of flaw in the game mode existed, and I wanted to kind of center stage it, so to speak. So the fact that we pulled it off obviously helps emphasize my point, really. The club did, my club did great in clearing the teams. I will say this, like, it wasn't easy, because the squads that they were putting down were, it's over 6k teams every single tower. So it wasn't, I have to say kudos to my club members, really, for pulling it off. But at the end of the day, they didn't have any. They weren't able to answer because we didn't let them. Coup weren't. So an apology there. And then lastly, to Glu devs, please take this seriously in the sense that, it's a important feature, important competitive feature for this game for clubs. I enjoy Conquest, really. I really do. Mainly for personal preferences in terms of being able to use and test my roster. But we need this we do need something like this game mode, really. And unfortunately, it's not good enough right now. The matchmaking has been okay in terms of allowing us to fight other opponents, but it's still fighting it under these conditions where there's such a power gap, really. We've fought some teams where they hardly really were able to put together 6k teams, so it just goes to show that something needs to change, really. And yeah, that's the crux of my video. Let me know what you think down in the comments, really, about Club Conquest, your thoughts, and yeah, and please leave a like and and subscribe. I can see some Q members not liking this video, but I do want to say, you know, we did it with a purpose, really, and I'm releasing this video today to kind of clear the air and actually, and you know, highlight the flaws in the game mode that really need a fix, really. So thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.